So it wasn't the first time I had been in a pivotal point like that. The first time was when I was in my late 20s. I was in New Jersey. I'm married. My children were 4 years old and 9 months old at the time. And 3M, who I was working for, I was a technical service rep for 3M. They were shutting down in New Jersey and wanted to relocate to Austin. And so I was noticed by management there because I was a woman in tech working on fiber optic equipment. But I was asked to relocate because of a conversation that I had with the senior vice president about what can I do to help you ensure that this transition goes smoothly. So it sounds great, but at that time, of course, I was panicking too. And both of those two moments in my life of self-doubt, the questions were amazingly very similar. First was, well, how can I take a relocation and take a career that's for me? And then the first time when I was in my late 20s, I thought, how can I move the family and away from our children away from their grandparents? And the second time I thought to myself, how can I, at this point I'm married, my kids are now adult children in Denver, and I thought, how can I move to Palo Alto and leave my dog behind? So the questions change a little bit. So what happened there was, I said to myself, what is wrong with me, right? I had to say to myself, how can you give up this opportunity? You'll regret it for all your life. And regrets are funny. Even by saying that, that wasn't enough. So I had conversations with family and really friends and colleagues. It feels good when you're in a moment like that to get support from people that believe in you and that see in you maybe more than you see in yourself. So I ended up taking both of those relocations. When I moved to Austin, and after that I had a career where I was moving up an executive level. At one point I became an entrepreneur. I then worked for a company called Foxconn as an executive in that organization. And then eventually I grew a startup from zero to over $1 billion in revenue. And so that was the right decision. Austin was the right decision. And it turns out that really Denver going to Palo Alto and Stanford University has been a great decision too, because technology and conversation has continued there. I have had an amazing opportunity to take classes such as learning how to hack by a former chief of security in a Fortune 100 in the Bay Area. I've taken neuroscience and music. I've had the opportunity to learn Python to scrape websites and then use Tableau to do visualization in the investigative reporting class that I took. And that class was great because I also had the opportunity to interview 4 senators, and the Associated Press is going to release that article pretty soon. So there's a lot of technology happening there that really was the basis for everything. So what I want to say to you, let me end with this. Engaging with people and having conversations is what's going to get you to where you want to go. Remember that when you don't leave here today, and remember that, and make sure that you go to the networking event. But second, I want you to recognize that technology does not know age, and that it just waits for you to take advantage of it. And so to end up, when I think about that, I see myself someday in my 90s, and I don't see myself in a rocking chair knitting. I see myself hacking into asshole robots. And I'm willing to invite anyone that wants to help me.